On today's episode of In the Know, we'll be exploring updates to QuickBooks Online Payroll. Now, hours allocated by project and classes in QuickBooks Time will flow automatically into payroll through a new integration, saving you time and increasing accuracy. So here's what to expect on this episode. You'll see the update in action and then hear from ProAdvisor's Matt Skinner and Marie Greene. Hey ProAdvisors, I'm Jacqueline and you're watching In the Know. It's the show designed to keep you in the know on the most exciting updates to QuickBooks Online. Here's the scoop. Previously, QuickBooks Online Payroll didn't allow you to split an employee's wages across multiple classes, and the class information that was there didn't flow from QuickBooks Time into Payroll. Not fun. So here's what we did. We've created a new integration that allows the hours allocated by project and classes in QuickBooks Time to automatically flow into QuickBooks Payroll. For customers who don't use QuickBooks Time, you can edit the default classes that are set up in payroll settings. And all payroll customers can split an employee's wages or hours across multiple classes and projects right from within the Run Payroll workflow. These classes and projects also flow into QuickBooks Online Reports or QuickBooks Projects. So all transactions with a particular class or project tag can be analyzed. And now for the fast facts. These enhancements are available to QuickBooks Online Payroll Premium and Elite customers who have a QuickBooks Online Plus, Advanced, or Intuit Enterprise Suite plan. After the setting is turned on, you can access it from the Run Payroll, then edit classes and projects, then assign classes. This update has been live in the US as of September of 2024. If you find this update interesting or helpful, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. All right, let me introduce you to Venki so that you can see the product in action. Venki, can you take us for a spin?
Thank you, Jacqueline, for having me on the show. Let me take you through a quick demo of cost allocation in Payroll. So when your employees send in time through the Workforce app, you will see them in the Time tab on the left nav under the tab Time Entries. Just to check what your employee has sent in, you'll see that green arrow here has sent 5 and 5, 10 hours towards one customer called Test 1 and a class called Account. The hours from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 15 hours go towards a different customer called Project 1 and the class called Admin. Similarly, your employee, John Doe, has sent 16 hours towards one customer and one class, and another 24 hours towards a different customer and different class. As you can imagine, your employees would work on different types of customers, different categories, towards different projects, and they can accurately tell how much of those hours went towards any given project. When they do that, all the information flows in and you just have to approve it. Once approved, you'll see that this information flows in automatically to payroll, and you don't have to do any categorization yourself unless you want to. So let me go hit Run Payroll for these employees. I have the two employees on the pay schedule, Green Arrow and John Doe. You would notice that their hours has already flowed in. You can also check if their class and project assignments make sense by hitting on this button in Run Payroll. So I hit Edit Classes and Projects. Like you see, all their hours has already flowed in. So their 15 hours goes towards the one class, 10 hours towards the other class. Similarly for John Doe, 16 and 24 towards the two classes and projects. Now let's say you don't agree with their assignments. You can split it. You can say that, hey, only 20 hours went towards this project, and you just hit OK on the warning, and you split it to 4 hours and assign it to a different class that you might do. So with that, you hit confirm. When you come back to the Run Payroll screen, you'll see a summary of the classes and projects that are assigned to each customer, to each employee. So once you hit Preview Payroll and Run Payroll, you'll notice that your payroll expenses are recorded with this categorization in place, which you'll find it very useful when you're analyzing your finances. So let's see how that looks. Inside QBO, there's a lot of different types of reports. One of the reports that's particularly useful is to run it by class. So let's say I run the profit and loss report by class. You'll notice that the payroll expenses for each of these classes is shown separately. You might have other invoices and bills also. So everything is in one place. So now you can analyze your profit and loss by this particular class. Let's say you want to retrace and find out why it's a particular number. You hit on these and you'll see all the transactions that came through. So that's what I had for a walkthrough on payroll cost allocation within QuickBooks. Hope you find that useful, and thanks for taking the time.
Now that we've seen the demo, we'll turn now to ProAdvisors Marie and Matt for them to weigh in. So Marie, Matt, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Hey.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, Marie, let me start with you. Maybe we can start from sort of the building blocks of this. When would you use this feature with your clients? And maybe you could give us an example.
Yeah, 100%. We would use it with all the clients that need an allocation today that's done manually. So it can be a marketing agency where we need to track all of the profitability of each client. Those clients are also coded to separate classes, departments in a way. We would use this for all the non-for-profit clients because they're mandated to track their time. Often, but for sure, by class, by departments are called programs, but also a lot of the times we also want it by projects within the entire organization. We also would use it for medical offices. Sometimes we have shared staff, and we all know what a difficulty that creates for accountants, and we want them to be able to split their time across multiple entities. So if we can really start tracking their time, the hours they work by project, by class, by department, this is game changing. And I'll give you an example of why I say that. We have a client that runs about 30 to 40 different projects a month. They have 45 employees. And today, for me to give a report that says, here's the list of your clients, here's your total labor cost this month, here are your other expenses, and here's your gross profit per client to the owner, I need to go into their practice management software, download a CSV file of all of their hours, go into a separate file where I know what is their average billable hourly per employee, do a lot of fun Excel manipulations and pivot tables to then get to, oh no, they hired 3 new people. Now I need to go and find and create their hourly costs rate, etc. So by the time I finish manipulating data in Excel to get that data, then I have to manually record a journal entry in QuickBooks so that it can then be reported at each of the project levels. It can take anywhere from 2 hours if I do it to like 6 hours if the staff does it. So you would be saving us so much time by not having to do any of this manual work.
Wow, that's huge. That's a really compelling example. And I was going to ask how this saves you time, but I think you painted a very clear picture of the amount of time it takes and how this integration might help. Does that, Matt, I know you in your practice work with medical offices as well. Does that, what Marie said, resonate for you, or would you use this in a slightly different way?
I think Marie's absolutely right. A lot of it's just payroll's a huge expense for everybody, and payroll's a controllable expense generally, but it's also, as soon as it's not accurately divided or accurately allocated, it's not as useful anymore, right? And so having it already set when you're running that payroll, make sure it comes all the way through so that whoever ran that payroll knows it's in the right place. They see the report, it's in the right place. There's a lot less questions and a lot more value to it.
One of the things that we don't even know how to do today well in Excel, and that would completely resolve it, is for construction clients or businesses where there's a lot of overtime, the ability to actually track, hey, be careful, your employees are working like every single day overtime, which is a huge dollar amount like increase to your cost of goods sold, then you would want to know that early on. Today, we don't have a way to even identify it. That would give us the way, which I know in medical offices is similar. Like when your labor is large, you have a lot of employees, like knowing why your costs go up month to month it's not you hired somebody else, it's everybody's working overtime. That would be really helpful.
Okay, so I think you've both already touched on how do you get value out of the data that now pushes from payroll into QuickBooks Online. But Matt, if you could build on that a little bit further, how does having this data help you be a better advisor to your clients?
Sure. With payroll, as important as it is, you have to know where those buckets are, right? Whether or not it's by location or it's by department or it's by division, whatever you're using classes to allocate out, every one of those operates independently or at least separately from the other ones. So when somebody says, hey, how are my restaurants doing? They might kind of wonder about restaurant A versus restaurant B. But if you've put all the payroll in the wrong place or the backwards place, or it's all at the incorrect location, then all of a sudden you don't really have that information anymore. I think that in order for us to provide the valuable, usable, actionable feedback, everything has to be accurate. And I think the less human touches on that, the higher the level of that accuracy.
Yes, humans. I agree. And I think one of the ways we've been using it already is by being able to help our clients identify within their own clients list which clients are their A's and which are the D's then go out the door. And by department, if we can truly allocate time better, we know who should be getting a bonus this month because they've reached their goal of hitting, 45% gross profit. And why is this client failing? Hold on, before we make a judgment on just this month, let's look at it from inception. And then what happened this month? Did we onboard someone else? Did we actually allocate the work to someone whose hourly rate is higher, which is why the cost went up? So we can quickly make decisions to next month have much better results. And that's what clients need is actionable data. Until then, we couldn't give them the insights they needed on any of the payroll data that we were collecting, but not recording that well.
Matt, Marie, thank you so much for sharing your insights and for being with us on the show. And thank you for watching this episode. I'm Jacqueline, the host of In the Know and leader of ProAdvisor training and certification. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe so that you don't miss a single episode. We'll catch you next time.